just for the old time's sake, we got to make
Yeah,
sure we
man.
get more people to your channel. I loved watching your videos, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot of your stuff was always funny to me because like you're so real in your streams. Welcome back to your favorite comedy finance channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I have one of our MYC OG whales with us today. He's probably one of the most realest people that I've ever met, and what's crazy about this sector, and I'll tell you guys, not a lot of people can afford it, and it's loyalty. And CryptoArk has been one of our loyal OGs for years now. And I finally got him. He's kind of a busy guy. He does a little bit of everything, including crypto. But you guys should check him out. His channel is called CryptoArk, and he's on Twitter. What's going on, bro? Welcome to the show.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. It's good to be back, man.
We were here throughout the entire bear market. We didn't stop. You know what I mean? We did not stop. So for those of you that are MYC OGs, I just want to tell you guys, including CryptoArk, that I love you guys. Whenever I see my OGs, or even talk to you guys, it's like a blast from the past, and it's just good to still be cool with so many different people. And it's always good to see loyalty in the sector as well. It's kind of a crazy world out there, but let's talk about you a little bit. I know you do crypto, but you do other stuff too.
Yeah.
Can you tell us like what development has been going on? I know you were doing Taekwondo, as I recall.
Okay. No, I've been doing Muay Thai.
Muay Thai. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a gym. It's not my gym, but I am assisting, like run the classes, do some marketing on the side as well. And on top of that, I'm also training to do some fights. Last year, I was trying to go for a tournament. I was like, I could not fully train for it because like I was trying to do so many things. And unfortunately, things didn't go my way for one fight. However, for two other fights, things did go my way. But yeah, this year I'm more focused towards crypto, a little bit more other than fighting.
Yeah.
So now for the past 6 months or so, that's when I went like full gung ho and finishing my book.
Oh, you wrote a book?
Yeah, I have an ebook. I just recently finished it, and now I'm gonna start marketing it.
For a long time, man. You were working on that for at least 2 years, at least minimum.
Yeah, since 2021 actually.
That's awesome, man. And where is that available? Is that like on your Twitter page, or where do you mark? Because when I first met CryptoArk, he was one of our older developers, and he helped us with websites at the time. He helped us with different marketing, and maybe we got to talk to you a little bit more about that. Are you still doing any marketing services?
No, not entirely anymore, but like I still do whatever I remember. Right now, I'm gonna focus more on marketing towards my book right now. And yeah, in my book, I do have a link that goes straight towards MYC in the YouTube. There's a part in there where like it redirects it to MYC and a bunch of other channels.
Oh, that's badass, bro.
Yeah.
if you can share it with me on your DM through Twitter, and I'll make sure that I share that around and stuff like that. As much as anybody, that I support all our entrepreneurs. Our community has a big group of different leaders, and we have different admins. We have a lot of different CEOs from Coinbase now. I don't know.
Really?
I never got to tell you about that.
Wow.
Yeah, we got Dragon Chain CEO. We got some other developers. We got ArcBlock CEO. We got some people from Tron Network. We got some people from the XRP. We got some people from Binance and ETH as well too. But
Jesus fucking Christ, holy shit, you've been developing.
Yeah, it's crazy. We just meet so many different types of people. I didn't think that it was gonna like. What's crazy, bro, is like we all started as just like crypto traders and investors, and I think a lot of us got inspired to just start building different things. And I'm just so happy for the tremendous success that I've seen you become, and a lot of these other guys become too. And that's what I love about our culture. A lot of our people came from nothing. literally nothing. And we seized opportunity and we made sure to create things. You know, now we have Odd App. I'm sure you've heard of that now.
Oh yeah, I'm in it.
And you know, it's just cool, man. And a shout out to our subscribers on Odd App. You know, without you guys, we would not be able to sustain that app. It's expensive to maintain software. It's very expensive to build out things, add different features. I was actually talking to the guys about it today. I was like, you know, I just want to thank everybody because it's like we don't data harvest. We're not selling people's data. You know, we provide a particular service. It's privacy, security, and encryption. And you know, because we're not like these other companies that sell off your data. You know, we're not monetizing that. You know, so it's all subscriber demand. And you know, and for us to be, I mean, we're I think almost close to 400 people now. So, you know, and remember when we first started on Discord, you know what I mean? Like we were back in the day, like that's about as many people as we had. We only had, you know, what, a couple hundred people, whatever. And I think our Discord server grew to about 25 or 2,000 people, I want to say, until we started axing everybody. I mean, we started axing people like crazy. I mean, eventually I think the final number on our Discord was like 1,500 people by the time we axed everybody. Because I mean, there's so many Teletubby kids out there. You know, that or disloyalty, you know, like whatever it was, you know, the axe was, I mean, there was so many axing going on that I stopped axing and I just told Dave to handle it. And kind of Dave kind of took a lot of passion with it and he lost control. That's for sure.
He killed everyone?
What?
Why did he like axe like half of the people or something?
I mean, he was pretty itchy trigger finger, but you know, I kind of let him do what he wanted to do, and you know, the server became a lot better, and then we kind of got tired of axing people nonstop to the point where like we got to make our own place, you know, and that's kind of what brought about Odd App and stuff like that. So it's cool, man. What's inside your book though? You know, tell us about the book and you know what's inside of it, or you know.
All right. Well, first it originally started with how like different techniques that I would use to find these crypto gems that are undervalued. And then I started realizing, you know what? People are not going to develop the kind of conviction I have towards crypto, especially when it comes to holding these cryptos, because they don't know what it's for and where the world is heading to. So I started expanding on that. And I started talking about where the world is heading to, talking about like the first, second, and third industrial revolution, moving towards the fourth industrial revolution. And then I started talking about how like all these endless money printing is eventually gonna like kill the whole old financial system and then move us into a new financial system. And yeah, that's where crypto comes in. It's going to be like the new form of money. And there's going to be like multiple different types of crypto. The one is for the robots, and then there's one that they want the whole masses to have, which is the CBDC. So what I want to do with like the newer people, especially the younger generation, which I believe will have a more impact in the new economy rather than like, you know, trying to convert the old people into the new ways, because old people are set in their old ways, man. Like it's hard to convert them to like new technology.
Not only the older people, but it's also like the younger people that are the crypto experts. You know, we're running into a brand new wave of brand new, you know, crypto investors that have been in for like a year, 2 years, and they're full of piss and vinegar. They don't listen, and they, you know, tell us to shut up, and then they go get rugged, you know. So you're gonna just deal with that. But I've always liked that, you know, and especially for me too. I try to do the same thing. I wanna try to help people that are barely getting started, stuff like that.
Yep.
But you know, see, the problem, and I've talked to you about this way back in the day, was, you know, one of the biggest issues why a lot of crypto people don't really see the full opportunity is because a lot of crypto people that try to start a business or try to start something, they're constantly after everyone else's market share, or they're after, you know, this content creator's market share or this person's or whatever. But there's more than enough market share for everybody to go around, and it's an emerging market. You know, I mean, you think it's, you know, right now it's still a peanut, you know, and it's going to be bigger later. So that's why it's like, you know, you should be focusing on, I mean, yeah, it's okay to, you know, talk the talk if you're an expert and all that stuff. But and you, of course, it's good to get other experts or whatever. But there is a lot more people that are beginners that need help versus the experts that know everything, and the experts that know everything are never going to really support anything. You see, so it's kind of like this never-ending thing where it's like people fail to stay green in the sector, and I think that's why a lot of people fail is because they don't stop learning. And I don't know everything yet. I feel like I do a great job. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you definitely do, dude.
I feel like we're definitely legends now for sure, but at the same time, I still stay green enough to listen to somebody else's viewpoint or kind of get an idea of what they feel it might be a decent play or whatever. And, but besides that, what kind of picks are you taking a look at now, or what do you have your eyes on right now? There was some people that brought up some of your older picks, like Harmony One, and there was another one that
VRA.
That's the one.
Yeah, okay.
I always thought of you if somebody always brought up VRA or Harmony One. I always thought about you, and like I think you called that in the decimals. Like,
yeah, I did.
I don't know what they are now. I haven't really.
Yeah, I think it went back to its old price where I originally hopped in. But I'm not so into VRA right now. I am definitely gonna put some money in there, but like there's a bunch of more undervalued picks out there, and especially in the DeFi section. It's amazing. Like,
yeah,
before I used to be like super big into XRP because of the whole connection, but that was when I was a beginner. And then I started looking into the DeFi ecosystem. I'm like, dude, there's like better projects in there.
Yeah.
And super undervalued, which you pointed out. I'm like, yo, I'm more into those now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. See, the point of getting into the crypto sector is like, yes, it's okay to get some of these picks that everybody knows about, but why? It's, for instance, like, why buy Dog and Sheep now? They're billions in market share now, right?
Yeah.
When you could go buy a brand new meme coin, like Pepe is doing really good, or the Jesus coin is doing really good.
Jesus, oh man.
I don't buy any of those. I don't buy any meme coins, but I hear the guys going crazy and OddApp and we're not a maxi crew. Like a lot of our guys, they talk different picks inside the server. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows, like, hey, I like these 5 picks, and then I have a pin section inside OddApp. You take a look at it, over 100 picks, stocks, crypto, whatever. But like I stick to my 5 different plays, and I'm gonna stick to that and chill, But a lot of people forget that, the emerging markets or where it's at. Like for those people that were there when like Hex first came out, let's say, or a lot of these other tokens that have a billion coin cap or more, and they're like 3, 4, 5 decimals over, 6 decimals over.
Yeah,
you're going and you're going to sit there and be like, okay, well, I'm a pleb. I'm going to go buy XRP for 50 cents versus buying a coin that just started that you could buy at 5 decimals over and just hold.
Yeah,
it doesn't take a lot of money. I mean, yeah, you could still use XRP, XLM, Algo, whatever, ABT, Arc Block, whatever picks you guys like, LCX. If I leave out one pick, someone's going to bitch at me. I know it. Jasmine, Bluezil, TVK, Dragon Chain, yeah. But again, there's a lot of new emerging projects out there, and they got leaders behind them that have merit. They have leaders behind them that actually built something that's viable. You could go on an app store and see that they built something, or see that there's some sort of trajectory going on. And you could see a token that's 4 or 5 decimals over. And if you buy that and you shill those coins as hard as you shill XRP, or you shill that coin as hard as a lot of these other places, people are going to see what you see. People are going to see that, hey, some of these projects that are in the DeFi space that aren't listed anywhere, because back in my day, all the picks that we did 100x plays on, 50x plays on, remember, ADA back in the day was in the decimals. VChain, H-bar was back in the decimals back in the day. Stormex was literally one of our biggest fucking calls ever, and AGI back when it was just AGI. Two of our biggest calls in MYC were AGI and Stormex. This was way back. I'm talking like decimals, like way over. And I don't understand why people don't see that though. It's like, okay, keep using these other things, I guess, as a store of value. But like the point of the matter is if you see a CEO out there and he's busting his ass, okay, and he showed you that he could build something and they got a token that's 3, 4, 5 decimals over, maybe it's time to wake up, see the bigger opportunity, and make 1,000x. Okay.
Yeah.
Because how many plays did we have like that, bro? Like I remember
Solo. Solo was like one of the recent ones back in 2021.
6 cents we got in, you know, and that was a good play. You know, we ended up getting into it again. I want to say Q4 of 2022. And it looked like it was going to do good, but like there was a whale wallet that kept manipulating the price. Like every single time, like, you know, it did a double top at around 40 cents. And like, as soon as I kept seeing that same stupid ass wallet manipulate that price, I was like, this is probably an admin wallet, you know, and they sat there and they say it's fully distributed, but I don't believe that for anything. These guys literally stop price action to the T, literally to the T. Right when the tokens ran out, that's when their sell order ran out. That literally, it was so hardcore manipulated. I was like, we're done with this place. Like I could tell what's going on here. So I don't want to touch that no more. I wanted to, but you know, let's go through some comments real quick. Fancy Pants says AGI. I remember that. Yep, absolutely. You know, AGI is still doing okay. You know, except they migrated to 88, unfortunately. But you know, there's always something to be learned, especially in the crypto space. It's still in its infancy. Downtown Power Washing says, what's up, bro? What's up with those big ass LV sunglasses? Well, it's because we have an MYC OG whale with us today. He's very successful. He's created an ebook. He does Muay Thai, right?
Yeah, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, right? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. And, you know, he has a crypto channel and also a crypto Twitter account. You could find it. It's called the CryptoArk, and he's really badass. He used to do websites for us. He did a lot of our early development work back in the day, along with Alec. Shout out to Alec if he's watching too. And, you know, just a lot of, you know, see, and it's like I tell you guys, like, you know, not everybody can afford loyalty. And, you know, I really appreciate when we have real people with us in our community that like stick with us, you know, and that's just awesome, you know. So CryptoArk has been around with us, a little bit over.
Back in days when you were just making YouTube videos with just your phone.
Yeah, bro.
I remember that.
Dude, I was working at an M&A firm.
Yeah, I was, yeah. That's when I first started.
Yeah,
and then you quit right after that to go full-time crypto.
Yep, I was with the M&A firm. We were doing middle market companies, so we were selling 2 million revenue companies up to 500 million revenue companies, full partial sales, and you know, it was a good job, man. I really liked it. You know, we did it for 3.5 years, and you know, I always wanted to be a deal maker. I liked making deals. I liked negotiating and putting a deal together and making people happy and stuff like that. And when MYC took off, you were part of that big takeoff, bro. And, you know, I thank you. Thank you for the things that you did for us. You know what I mean? For that time being too.
No, thanks for the opportunities, man. It was
fun.
Man.
Well, I know you got paid. We paid you good, I think. Oh, yeah. You know, but it's just always good to get with our OG. So I had to put the sunglasses on today because if I'm going to talk to an OG, I'm just going to have to put the LV shades on because it's like you're sitting down with somebody you won with, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how I feel right now. So, Lo Wang says, what's up, fam? And Downtown Power Washi says, what's up? Peter Piper says, I came for cheeks and cheeks only. Don't forget. Absolutely, sir. Hockey Star says, let's get a rocket. And if you guys have any other questions or anything like that, you could always pop it into the chat or anything like that. That's cool. And let me just kind of share this around real quick. That way everybody knows. I kind of, you know how we are, bro. We kind of just wing everything, you know?
Oh, yeah. I remember my my videos. It was all freestyle.
Well, I'd rather do it that way, to be honest, because it's like, you know, what I like to have fun. You know, I just like to have fun. I feel like the way things are set up now, it's kind of boring. And when I'm actually really trying to do something, like if I'm really doing a pitch or I'm really like lecturing or, you know, teaching or whatever, like I like just being myself and saying it however I need to say it. You know, whenever I usually watch YouTube videos here and there sometimes, and like you see so much editing, you see so much things cut out, and I'm like, man, that's like that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather just tell you exactly what I know, like off the top of my head, you know. Fancy Pants says, and you know what's cool is Fancy Pants is actually a scientist. He's a he's like a rocket engineer. Seriously, he sent me pictures. He like works on like NASA rockets and shit like that. I remember back in the day, you always helped out the community if they were hurting for money, and still today respect. Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, we want to provide work where we can. You know, if somebody has a talent or products or services to sell and it's useful, then like that makes the world go round. You know, like a lot of people. What's sad about family and friends, I'll tell you this, is, you know, and it's unfortunate, you know, a lot of family and friends will never support you. They're never going to support your business. They're never going to support your brand. They won't support a lot of things about you because you're you. You know what I mean? And that was one thing I really hated, you know, growing up, because I always wanted to try to do different things, and I never got the support from my family or my friends, you know, and I could never understand why, you know. And when I started MYC, and it's like when you're talking to people that get to see you for you, and they get to see the talents that you have, and they listen, you know, because usually like when you're talking to family members, you're always going to be that kid, right? You're always going to be like, oh, you know, it's my little nephew. You see what I'm saying? They're never going to see, you know, the potential that other people could see you for who you are today, because people that you knew prior, they're always going to see you based on your first appearance with them. Right? Like a lot of my high school friends, right? I'll be, you know, they'll say, you know, or they'll, you know, tell me, man, you're so awesome that you succeeded and you did this or you did that, you know. And, you know, I try to help them a little bit or whatever. And they're like, nah, I don't want to do that. Like, they don't want to, they wouldn't even listen, you know? So it's like, you said you wanted help. Yeah, I want help, but not from you. You know, but part of me feels like it's like an ego thing. Like it's like, you know, they want to, like, they wish you success, but they don't want to contribute to your success because you're you. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of friends and family have like some sort of ego in between where it's like, I know you're going to be successful, but I don't want to contribute to that success. You see what I'm saying?
I get you on that, man. Trust me. I get you on that. Sorry, say it again.
You ever experienced that?
Oh, hell yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So Con Lee says MYCG, you not into Velo? You know, I'm not into Velo anymore, but that was an OG call way back in the day. I think Ripple's ex-marketing director runs that company as CEO. It's runs on XLM actually. And this is kind of what I like. That, you know, if you're into XLM, let's say, you know, I would be swapping XLM for Velo as long as it's cheaper, and I would be getting SHX. You know,
SHX.
Yeah, SHX I feel is going to do a lot better this cycle. You know, I think Velo might do good, but like the problem. See, here's my thing. It's not that the company is a good company. It's not that the company is not a good company. What I think about is how likely are people going to hold this? You see what I'm saying? And Velo, I feel like it's a really good pick, and it's scalable. It does scale, you know, but I don't feel like people are ever going to really hold it. There's nothing special to it, you know, unless I don't know something. You guys tell me. But to me, it just, whenever the companies come out and like they say something like, oh, you know, we're a payment system type of pitch, I hate that, you know, and I get it, you know, and I get it. It's real. It's true, you know, but everything is P2P. You see what I'm saying? Like everything's P2P. So why am I going to be? It's kind of like Turneo. Turneo was a great pick that was running on XLM, but you know who's going to really like? It's just a payment processing. There's nothing like different about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just kind of want to see like some sort of niche. I guess I don't know. It's a me thing. I guess I don't know. But I do like the pick. It's a good pick. I'm not going to bash it or anything like that. I don't see anything wrong with it. Put it that way, you know. Let's take a look at another pick. And guys, look, let's do some pick reviews. If you guys have any picks that you want us to talk about real quick, just drop them into the live chat. This one we're talking to an MYC OG whale. Okay. This is freestyle. We're gonna talk about whatever. If you guys have picks that you want us to talk about, or if you just want my opinion on something, yeah, bring it up.
Yo, how about EQ? Let's talk about EQ. I love that pick.
I really love EQ too. I love the game. I think it's badass the way they have it set up. I think it'll be successful. I just hate the fact that it's on XRP. I just hate it. Kills me about that pick. I really it's like at first there were a lot of here's what's sad. Let me tell you something. This is what's really sad. Okay. I know about four people that left another system or went to go build on XRPL to start, right? And then they find out how the community treats projects that run on top of that. They treat them like shit, okay? Because basically everybody just swaps out and just stores everything in XRP.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the big problem. So like a lot of the people that I know that build there, they end up regretting it because there's too much sauce over the coin. And I'm happy that David Schwartz is finally killing off the Riddlers. Like he already bitched them out and they're already getting after a lot of these people that are hurting the ecosystem. Because a lot of people don't understand yeah, you could like the layer 1, but you have to like the layer 2s as stores of value as well, because that's what ultimately investors have some sort of scalability presence to the ecosystem for the layer 1 itself. But who has more scalability, who contributes more to the ecosystem is the admins that are buying or the admins that are building on top of the XRPO, because they have to buy a lot of XRP to supply liquidity to play with that system. And they need that liquidity to back their token and all that stuff. But what happens when they go and they invest in XRP to build there, and then the community treats them like shit or treats their project as like a donkey to just get more XRP. You see what I'm saying? There should be more people like the community of Chainlink that use Chainlink as a store of value versus swapping that out to get ETH. You see what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
So I think until we have the education level rise a little bit higher in that community, it'll get better. And it does seem like it's getting better ever since David Schwartz started bitching people out. So that's good. Let's keep going with the comments. Con Lee says the new universe play, kind of like Luna 2.0. Is that the coin? Is that what it's called? Universe? PRQ is definitely a banger. The first time we got in that, I think we got in late. I think we got in, I think it was TVK, PRQ, and FRM. We got into those very early, but I think PRQ, we didn't get in that early. I think we got in 18-cent range, I want to say. And we still did a decent 10x, but I'm not going to miss this one this time. That was a good play. That was I think that went to almost $2, and I still sold too early. I sold around, I think $1.50, something like that. But I think that'll do bigger numbers this time around because now it's on Coinbase. It's everywhere. 310 million coin cap. I personally see it 8 to 12 USD this cycle is kind of what I'm thinking. Same thing with BLZ. Somebody, we were comparing TVK to BLZ. They're both mega beastie picks in my opinion. But BLZ will bring dollars, bigger dollars, I think. TVK is a 1.5 billion coin cap, I believe. And last ATH was $1 something. I think it's going to be a 250, 350, if anything, this cycle. What are some of your projections on some of the picks that you like out there, bro?
Let's see. Okay. I'm more into the metaverse ones. I'm looking at Soul right now. No Phantasma.
What's the ticker on that?
SOUL. So that one's in they have their own blockchain as well. It's pretty quick, and they're developing a lot of games on it. And I like the way the token works because it's kind of like VeChain. It's like a chicken. It lays. It has another second token system. It's called KCal. So if you stake it, you get that kcal. And then, anyways, when it comes to metaverse, I think it's gonna be huge because with all these people getting laid off and stuff, they're gonna look for other ways to make money. And also, like the newer generations are gonna get into crypto. They're gonna start playing more games, especially with all these like VR, AR stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna.
It's actually a pretty nice pick. I'm gonna post this inside of Odd real quick. This looks pretty nice. I like the tokenomics on it. It's the circulation's in full supply there, so that's nice. Cap is low, and 15 cents is still not too bad of an entry. But I'm gonna pin that up on Odd. What's another one that you've been taking a look at?
Oh, so this one is just one of the newer ones. It's called Theopatra, THEO.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in their real estate niche right now, and yeah, market cap is like 2.6 mil.
What's the ticker on that again?
THEO.
Theo?
Yeah, Theo. So that's another one that I've been looking at for like the past. This was just like the past couple of weeks. So I haven't like done like super heavy digging into this one, but it like when it comes to like having affordable housing for people, especially right now with like all these people getting foreclosures because they can't keep up with all the inflation rates and stuff.
Yeah.
I think this one's going to be a great pick. And yeah, it's going to be one that I'm going to be paying attention to.
I'm looking at it right now. I had to do a little bit more research on this particular one. I don't like that it has unlimited token count, but it has a 47 million cap right now for total supply, so that's not that bad. I mean, it really just depends on the projection. 58 cents right now. It's kind of pricey. I don't know, man. I'm feeling a little bit. I don't know about that one for me.
Yeah, I don't put that much money on this one, but like I'm just looking into it.
You know me, man. I'm the greediest little hot dog you ever met. So, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go on to Nexa. Let's take a look at that. Somebody just mentioned Nexa. Is this the one that replaced AOBT? Or no, am I thinking of something else? Nexa.
I don't know that one.
I don't know. I'm taking a look at it right now. The ticker on that NEXA. Wild ass cap on that. 21 trillion it looks like. Let me see.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 21 trillion with almost 3 trillion in circulation already. I don't know, man. I'll be really honest with you. This looks like trash. Kind of out. I'll have to do some digging on this one, but I'm kind of out. Let me see. What's the price on this too?
40 mil market cap already.
Yeah, I don't know.
What does this one do? I'm gonna look into this one too. Oh, you remember DAV Network?
What was it called?
DAV Network.
DAB? No, I don't remember that one. DAB.
Yeah, it's one of the OG picks back in the days. They've been chill, but I think they're just like waiting for the whole entire like ecosystem to just like move into automation. But I think they're already finished, man.
This looks kind of spooky.
No, they've been so quiet. They haven't done anything.
The baby apes. I don't know. It just depends, but this is kind of wild tokenomics, though. I mean, very small cap, and then it's in the decimals. See, one thing I don't like. Okay, so, I mean, it does look spicy. But one thing for me is like whenever I'm looking at a large cap, I want to be in the decimals. You know, like whenever I buy something that's like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, whatever decimals over, I always like. Well, I guess this depends. If you have a trillion cap, you know, typically I stick in the millions or the billions. That's kind of where I stick to. But I want to get in at the decimals, you know, and then my target is typically a penny, or if there's a lot of decimals, maybe half a penny, you know, something like that. And that's typically my target to get in, you know. But for, let's say, like in the billions, I want to hold that token until it's like a penny, 5 pennies, 10 pennies, you know, something like that. But when, like, let's say if it's a small cap, like for instance, this is a 69 million coin cap and it's like 3 decimals over, it's a little bit spooky. You know what I mean? That's one of those things where, like, okay, you're going to bomb it and you better hope to God, you better hope it just works, you know? But that's definitely more of a spicy one. Let's take a look at this, another pick that they brought up. Nexa is PLOW coin. Okay. Simplicity of BLZ on Coinbase makes it an easier hold. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That, well, if you were talking about TVK is also on Coinbase now, just so you know, if that's, you know, what you were talking about. Let me just kind of go through your comments. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Let's look up CAS. I think I've heard some good stuff about this. I haven't personally got to take a look at it because as soon as I think I saw like some MSM people on it, and then when I saw that, I was like, I'm out. But I could be wrong here. About 3 cents. Yeah, I missed it already. Let's see. Yeah. See, I'm very greedy. I feel like it's too expensive now. It's like 3 cents. And then if you didn't get in on the 3 decimals over, 2 decimals over, now it's like, you know. But I've heard good things about it. You know, I'd have to take a look further into it, you know. Gomes says, you know, Gomes is one of our MYC members. He is the biggest market manipulator you've ever met. We're always picking on him. When he actually blew up and went and chilled in the Himalayan mountains and just smoked fucking weed the entire time and chilled with monks and shit. Like when he moved, like when this guy mooned, he just like left. He was just like, I'm out. I'm leaving for, I think he left for like a couple years. And from my recollection of his story, he just pretty much went out into the mountains, got lit. Which sounds like a good time, to be honest with you. I mean, could you imagine you're like, you know, you pretty much expanding your lungs and you're like way up there in the mountains? Pretty nice, right?
Yeah, I think I'd like to experience that.
Right? What do you think of XFIN? Well, that's XFIN. I haven't looked at that.
Zinfin? XFIN?
Zinfin, yeah.
Is that XDC?
Yeah, that's XDC. Is that? I like XDC. It's not. I've never had a problem with XDC. I think it's okay. It's not a bad one. Let's see. It's still pretty scalable. I think it could still do some. But I don't know. Just depends. I would put a target of 25 cents on it, to be honest with you. What was ATH last year? Yeah. I would put like an exit target at like 25, 35 cents and then be out. For the tokenomics and the price entry right now, it's so iffy. 20 cents would probably be your consideration point, in my opinion. What do you think on XDC?
Let's see. Let me take a look at it. I don't know what kind of developments they've been doing, to be honest.
Well, the ecosystem's definitely growing. You know, there's more projects being built on it. I think it'll be like another extra PXLM.
Yeah.
You really, I mean, you think it's a layer one. Like a lot of people, you know, they look at everything and they go through the sauce and they're like, oh, you know, this is working with this bank, and you're like, whatever. It's a layer one. It's a layer one, and there's going to be a layer twos on it, and the more layer twos, the better. Okay, you know. At some point, you get past the sauce stage in crypto development.
Yeah, I'm more into the layer 2s right now.
Yeah.
But if it's like a layer 1 and it's like below 20 mil, yeah, I'll get into it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if the layer one is a small cap, that's very bullish, you know, but if it's a large cap, it's going to take fucking forever. It really is, because you're going to have to wait for people to get educated enough to hold it, and then you got to wait for people to be educated enough to build on it, and then you got, like, it takes a long ass time. But if you're getting a small cap, that's a layer one or a layer two. That's nice. I heard, so Kurt, one of our guys, he's one of our subscribers on OddApp. And if you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any picks you want me to bring up real quick, I'll check OddApp. And if you have any comments or questions, just pop it in there and I'll bring it up. What were we talking about? Kurt said Rich Pepe. I'm really out on Pepe. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. Whenever something is just like a whirlwind in the marketing campaigns, like, I just think of all the people I know that own the same goddamn marketing companies, and I think of all the same, because some content creators, they own a bunch of marketing companies. That's the big issue. So it's like you have MSM kids, and then the MSN kids that are sponsored by these different projects or shadow projects, right? And then they own the marketing companies, and they own a bunch of PR marketing, like the article pages, like U.page or something, like UPage or whatever, like that one. Or, you know, some of the profiles on Twitter, you know, a lot of these profiles are all owned by the same people, you know, and then people wonder why things trend. It's like, no, these guys are just manipulating algorithm, you know, and it's just like, you don't even want to put up with it. I don't even want to participate, you know. I mean, for me, I just like, as soon as MSM kids start talking about it, it's like a sell signal for me. It's like, okay, around this time is where a rug is gonna happen. You see, you know. And that's kind of why I liked staying small. Like, I kind of liked, you know, our low vibes, you know, where we're just kind of like low key, because then it's like I feel like there's value in secrecy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's value in not having to parade something up or drum something up. Like, it's just good to know a call, you know, where you know something is going to be a good pick later. You hold it and it works. But Kurt was bringing up Rich Pepe. Supposedly, Vitalik is a wallet owner of it. And I think this is false. And the reason why I think it's false is because a lot of coins, or a lot of meme coins, when they come out, they right away, the first wallet that they send tokens out to is Vitalik. So they'll airdrop Vitalik's wallet to make it look like he's a holder of the token. And knowing Vitalik himself, he doesn't like meme coins. So, you know, that's another thing. Unless there's some sort of utility to it, you know, whatever the fuck that means, you know. You know. Goober says, wow, let's take a look. Let's take a look at WOW network. Is that what that is? I see a lot of wows, actually. We're going to skip that one. There's too many selections. Womner. Oh, I see. Okay. 184 million coin cap, 71 million in circulation already. Price is 3 pennies. It is definitely bottomed out.
Is this ABT?
No, this is WOW.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wish the admins would have held it a little bit longer though. Let's take a look at the website.
What the heck? There's so many wows. I don't know which wow they're talking about.
WOW Nero or something? Or
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to look at it. I'm not really seeing too much that's popping out to catch my eye, to be honest.
Oh, it's another meme coin.
No, I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that one. Let's take a look at another one. Gomes said he was actually in the Himalayan mountains smoking weed with bitches for 3 years, not 2. He said, Dion, you better get it right. Hockey Star says Labs Group. Is that a pick or something? Yeah, it's already done over 100x. Yeah. DC is a layer 2 if you're into dog. No, not into dog, but that's okay. We'll still call it out. If you have any other picks that you want us to take a look at real quick, and what I'll do is I'll probably review them later just to kind of look at them, because people bring me picks all the time to review on OddApp. So early-ish. See, that's what I love. See, okay, so Con Lee or Lie or whatever. The one thing I do love that you guys do, especially when you're on OddApp, okay? Do not bring me a fucking pick that already pumped 300% or 500% and tell me this is something, okay? Like, if you're going to call something, call it before that happens, or, maybe a run-up or, whatever, Don't bring me some shit that's already pumped, ATOR. ATOR. Let's take a look. I feel like I'm playing bingo. ATAR protocol. Is that what that is? Tell me if it's a Goober says wow Nero is proof of work. Okay. Well, that means I'm out. I don't really I don't really believe in proof of work. I don't like it. I get it, but I don't like it. I don't know. I just don't. I just want people to, like, if they're gonna have the coin, I want them to buy it. I want them to buy. I don't want them to work for it. I want them to put a stake in, because whenever it's proof of work, I always feel like somebody is getting a way better deal than I am somewhere. It's a personal thing, but clearly there's a lot of great POW projects out there, so it could be really good. I bet you it's good. Another proof of work that I actually really like is Komodo. I don't know if any of you guys remember Komodo Dragon, or it's not Komodo Dragon, but it's Komodo, and that's another one I liked a lot. But I wonder how that one's doing. I remember I saw it somewhere in the midst of the cycle, but we never really. Komodo. Do you remember the ticker on that? It was KOM, or it was KMD. Okay. Komodo is a 200 million coin cap. It's 35 cents already. 140 million is in circulation. It did good way back, but they probably got some work to do. I have to take a look at that. It's another POW, but I don't know. POW is Pepe and all his friends. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Some of these shadow projects and the MSM kids, I think they all know each other. All these marketing companies, they know each other. Some of these companies that, like CoinDesk and all these other companies out there and shit like that, they all know the same people, So I kind of feel like a lot of that shit, sometimes it gets me. Sometimes we're like, I'm not going to deal with it, But who knows? I mean, maybe Pepe does. It goes 1 billion. I mean, if Sheeb could reach the market share that it has, I'm pretty sure Pepe. I'd rather have Pepe than Sheeb or Dog, for a character, Although I'm not a holder of Pepe, I hold Sheeb. I hold $250 worth of Sheeb that I had out for I don't know how long. It's just been sitting in my wallet. I forgot about it. What's it called? What's the ticker on it? That Joseph, what's the ticker on it? We'll take a look at. We're kind of freestyling today's video, guys. We're with our MYC OG CryptoArk. He's on YouTube and also on Twitter. ISP. Let me take a look. And I think that's what we should do, bro. Whenever we do a live stream, we should just do a kind of like a freestyle where we kind of just review different picks, just take a look at stuff.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah, just kind of take a look at what's out there. I mean, I'm gonna stick to what I got. Like I just can't get everything. You know, I'm strapped. I'm strapped for cash now at this point. I have my positions, and I'm kind of set in my ways.
You gotta hold on to your guns, man.
Yeah, you know, sometimes to be honest with you guys, I don't really watch the markets too much anymore. Like I bought my picks and then I stopped watching. Like when the guys start telling me that something pumped, that's when I know it pumped. You know, that's typically when I find out because like I'm too busy researching or I'm too busy reading or, you know, reviewing something or doing tutorials. Like a lot of people need help with wallets or some people need help with, you know, exchanges or, you know, whatever. So I don't really get to focus too much on the markets. And that's kind of what I like to keep my head down working versus watching the markets. You know, I'd rather just buy, hold something long and then do my thing, you know. Arc block ABT is definitely due for a big moon. You know, you guys are watching whales splash into Arc block clearly, and then the bots trade it back down because there's not enough volume. But eventually, when volume does start revving up, it's going to be crazy. I don't think Arc block is going to stop. I think it'll be a wild scale. Let me take a look at ISP. 10 billion cap, 3 million in circulation, or 3 billion in circulation. Definitely a bottom. Let's take a look at ACH. It's 3 decimals over. ACH was about a penny. Looks like a nice site. Ugh. Partners with Reef. Sorry, guys. You know, it's been a big day for me. I worked out today, fucking did a bunch of chores and shit. It's crazy. You know what I've been thinking about that's kind of been scaring me?
What?
Is, you know how you could AI generate human beings now?
Yo, yeah, that is the scariest thing, man.
That's fucking creepy because think about these projects. You know what I mean? You'd be looking at these random projects and you're looking at some like person that's supposed to be CEO, and then it gives you like some generic white guy and it says fucking Solidity developer. Huh?
Yeah, it gets a little sketchy, man.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Not to say that the project's not legitimate. I don't know. It just made me think because when I looked at the picture, I was like, this doesn't even really look like a normal person. It just looks like a generic photo.
Generic white guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. Yeah, exactly. If Dave was here, I'd be like, if I didn't know any better, Dave was a developer. ATAR. So, but yeah, you know, I think we're good. Anything else you want to share with us, bro, before we kind of cut this one short? You know, I kind of wanted to just, you know, talk the shit a little bit. Let's definitely do another one where we just straight up for a whole video, just look at different picks, review them.
Yeah. Next time I want to be high.
Some of these, yeah. Some of these, you know, looked okay. I think some of them that I liked were the ones that I liked. Some of the ones that you brought up. ATAR protocol doesn't look too bad. They do have 70% in circulation, so I feel like that's fair. You know, I do like to see that where if the cap is 100 million and 70% is in the markets, that's good. See, here's the problem with people. They think that less tokens in circulations is a good thing. Like, yeah, you could have scalability because of that, but the problem is when the admin hasn't divested most of their tokens already, that means that they still can acquire funding from the tokens that we got. See, I personally like seeing, I want to say my sweet spot is 30% or less. Admin has to have 30% or less tokens of the total cap. When I see that, well, here's what turns me on. Okay. You know what? Hey, Ruel, if you want to jump in, I'll send you a link right now. Okay. If you're here watching, what makes me horny is when I see the admin has 30% or less of tokens, you know, or 70% is in circulation of total cap. That's what I love to see. What turns me on even more is if that equation exists and the project has developed a product or a service already, and it's real and it's viable. When I see that, that's amazing, because now you have the showcase product. You see that's already made, so that's a success. And now, because it's there, because the product, the software, or whatever exists, you can now say this is a real project. It's grown from startup to real project, or from startup to real product or real business. Because a lot of people, when they're taking a look at a project, they just hear the name, they hear the cap and whatever. They don't really hear too much. But like when you could see the product, like, see, here's the community's job is to like the project and then have something to say, hey, this is real. Or like you talk to your friend, hey, this project's real because look, they have a real product, or they have a real project, they have a real service. Look, it's on ODAP, or I'm sorry, it's on Apple. It's on the Apple Store, it's on the Google Store. You could see that the project is real because their product is listed on a real service provider. Listings don't mean shit. Listings are just cash registers. Okay, you could have a store of 10 listings, 10 registers, and not have anything to sell, and it's bullshit. Okay, so for me, what I like to see is I like to see a project that the admin owns 30% or less of the tokens. And then because that person has already divested or has that many tokens in circulation, if the project or the product is complete, the software or the service, the product is there, it's viable. Now the community could get behind it and say, yo, we support this token because look at what this guy already made. Look, we got the token. Here's the product. You can't tell me this isn't real. You can't tell me that this is a rug pull or this is a bullshit project because this motherfucker got this shit listed on Apple Store or Google Store, or hey, this is the wallet that they developed, or hey, this is real. That's what I like to see, but we don't see that. About 95% of projects don't got that. They're all in idea phase. A lot of these projects are ideas. That's what these are. Startups, projects, ideas. But the people that are going to be the most successful are the ones that gave you an idea, gave you a pitch, and they deliver the fucking product and they show it to you. Hey, this is it. You're playing with it every day. You're playing with it. You're using it every day. This is it. That's when you could get behind a token and say, this is a real project and we're a real community. And now we're going to go tell everybody about it, because when they tell me that it's a rug pull, or when they tell me that it's a bullshit project, I'm going to say, oh, really? Let's pull out your phone real quick. I'm going to show you what they have. It's listed as an app here or there or whatever. That's what I like to see. But there's not a lot of projects that have anything developed or made. But there are a lot of good ones out there, that actually have an app or have this or have that. It's expensive to do that. Ace Killjoy says, oh man, I'm late. He says, I'm finally catching a live stream. Don't ever forget. Oh my God, bro. Hey, so guess what pick this guy just brought up? Panu Pal or whatever. Can you see the comments?
Oh, he called me.
Yo, that's a gecko pick.
Yeah.
That's the most gecko pick ever. It's like, what was the other one? Because we were buying that along with Solo first cycle. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, and because a lot of people think that because they came into the crypto space 2021, that Solo, that big cycle was the first one we were there for. That's incorrect. We were there for both cycles. We were there for the first cycle up to $2, and then the second one up to $7 or whatever. But at the time, Solo was only available. It wasn't on Zoom yet. You couldn't buy it there. You could only buy it on what was it? Bitfinex?
No.
What was that
exchange?
I think. Let me see if I can find that.
Oh my God! It was something like Korean exchange or something.
Bitforex.
Yeah, that one.
It was on Bitforex. You could only back in the day, before Solo went on that bigger run, the first cycle it went to $2, and that was the reason why it crashed to 6 cents is because Coinfield had dumped all their tokens, and Bob Ross pretended like it wasn't him. He pretended like, it was another company, or like they parted ways or some bullshit, But anyways, he dumped it to about 6 cents, and that's when we found it and killed it, But prior to that big dump by Coinfield, we were buying a solo at that time for 40 cents, 80 cents, dollars. And there was Ecomi or whatever. And there was one more gecko pick. What was the other gecko pick? There was Solo, Ecomi, and there was a third one. What was it?
Hold on.
I'm going to call Dave. This is a good one.
Was it in the XLM DeFi ecosystem?
No.
Like SLT, SHX?
No. SLT ended up migrating.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a bitch.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna use a lifeline real quick. I'm calling Dave. Let me see if he answers. What was it, man? There was another one. It was automation, like it was like vehicles and all that shit. This is gonna drive me nuts. Let me see if I can log into this damn thing. I haven't used this exchange in forever. But this is a gecko pick. Ecomi is definitely a gecko pick, and it's not available anywhere. Definitely a gecko pick. And I don't really know what's going on with it. It's dormant. It's like like XYO, right? XYO.
Oh.
XYO was another one, and that ended up on Coinbase. But there's still another one because it's a partner. Because so there's a capital firm called Dion Capital. They invested in XYO, and they also invested in another one, and it's going to drive me nuts if I don't find this.
Can't be Dave. DAV.
That's what it was. It was Dave. It was Dave Network. Dave.io. DAV.network. Dave Network. That's so funny. I was actually calling Dave, and I was like, bro, what was that? But yeah, Dave.network. So Dave Network is like automation, and they were actually supported by Dion Capital, which is also a partner of XYO. So in like dormant, nobody talks. There's no marketing, zero, nothing. And it's just there.
Yeah, it's part of the Mobi consortium.
Yeah, which is weird. Okay, so get this. So, and this is not to be confused with the Mobi project, the one that failed. Okay. David Gobad basically quit. He sold Passfolio, and Cyrus quit. So, and a lot of people were sit there and they'd be like, yeah, Dion. And I'm like, on what planet would it be a good idea to stay there after both CEOs quit? And before they quit, they said they were migrating. So I don't know on what planet it would be a good idea to stay there, So that's like the whole point. That's why everyone left, because they did that. Not because, oh, now Dion just don't like it no more. Like, that's fucking stupid. Like, if there's a good reason to be somewhere, I'm gonna be there. But if there's not a good reason to be in a pick, I'm not gonna be there. It's like when they announced Corium, an IOU token. I was fucking gone, and I told everybody I was gone. No one listened, and then they got fucking wrecked. But a lot of people made a lot of money too, so it is what it is. You got to make your own bets. That's the point, and these are startup companies. You have to pay attention. Like, a lot of people sit there, and you could like a pick today, and then tomorrow the CEO comes out and says dumb shit. You gonna sit there? No, you're not. Ecomi is definitely a nice one. I think that's a good one. Let's take a look at that. Let's look at that on chart real quick. What makes liquidity dollar amount go up and down, and how can your coin value be way higher than liquidity? You can't sell at all you can. Can you break it down? It just depends on what you're doing. If you have lower liquidity, you have higher price action. And then it just kind of continues going up until it absolves whatever you need, because a lot of people, it's like Hex, right? Hex doesn't have enough liquidity to support a whale to sell, and that's a good thing because now whales can't dump the whole thing, but at the same time, sometimes you could, like, for instance, when you're generating yield, right? Like Cosmos, Juno, or your Hex is a good example. When you have a token that's generating yield, or you have some sort of anything where it's removing liquidity or taking liquidity out or in some sort of way to make sure whales can't dump, then, you're going to have, not enough in order for someone to dump their entire bag, which is a good thing for people that are smaller holders, which is what Richard Hart likes to say, and it's I guess it's in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? Like, it depends. If you're somebody that's holding a fuckload of the tokens, then maybe you might not like that. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, you can't dump the entire market fucking everybody else. So it's like, do you care about the community? Do you really care? Like, there's a lot of different little things, But if the liquidity is lower and the price goes up, then it's demanding more liquidity to go in. So even if the price is higher and it doesn't merit the liquidity based on whatever token count you are, when other people are buying into the token and it's a higher price, then it's demanding more liquidity for its price point. So, all in all, it still works. It just depends on, who you are within that ecosystem, or what you think is like the best thing for the community versus the best thing for you. So, and again, this is in the eye of the beholder. Do you care about yourself? Do you care about your community? This depends on you. But it's like Bitcoin, for instance. Bitcoin's a great example. Bitcoin has not enough liquidity to support how much money needs to be liquidated out of it for a whale. But what creates the scalability of Bitcoin is its lack of liquidity versus its price point. So again, this goes back into that, well, do you think it's right based on your position? Maybe you don't like it, but maybe another community member of Bitcoin might say, well, I kind of love the fact that you can't dump the entire market. And then the whale says, oh, well, fuck you. And then the other guy says, no, fuck you. You see what I'm saying? So it really depends. It's not a bad thing. It's a gray thing. It's like, it depends on who you are. It depends on the narrative you want to paint. You could paint a good narrative or you could paint a bad narrative. You want to paint a bad narrative, you could sit there and be like, well, Bitcoin's definitely going to collapse eventually because the lack of liquidity will implode the price. But nobody want to talk about that, right? We don't want to talk about that. So it just depends what your objective is in narrative, but we could look at this from a banking standpoint too. You know what I mean? So, XYO, I do like. I think XYO is going to be a decent one. They have been a little bit quiet though. I haven't really heard anything new from them at all. But this is actually a very good live. This is what I like when we kind of like get down to like different questions, stuff like that. It just depends on what you want to do. I do see that more liquidity providing is happening in different versions. Okay, so another thing for your liquidity question that I'd want to add, sometimes liquidity is not all in one place. You could have a liquidity pool for the layer 1. You could have a liquidity pool in USDC and also in Tether, or you could have the liquidity pool in version 1, version 2, version 3. If you take a look at Uniswap or any other DeFi exchange out there, you could provide liquidity pools in different versions of whatever protocol it is. So it just depends on what you're looking at too. So that's also, but it was a very good question that you had. Where do you buy your Dragon Chain? I can't find it. You would have to buy it from Coinbase Wallet, or if they have a DeFi pool somewhere, you could buy it from there. But for sure, you could buy it off Coinbase Wallet. I am way heavier in ABT than BLZ. I do have BLZ. I like BLZ. I don't have anything bad to say about that. I think Pavel is doing a great job. I think ArcBlock is doing a great job. Robert Mao is definitely marketing. A lot of people sit there and they say, oh, when marketing this, when marketing. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's doing everything that a lot of these other companies are doing. Besides what? A bunch of random accounts talking about it, I guess. I don't really understand what marketing means. The same shit Robert Mao does is the same thing Pavel does, which is the same thing that PureQ does. PureQ does good marketing too. I don't know. I think it's just impatience, you know, like it just depends on what you're looking at. Are you looking at any Chinese crypto now that Hong Kong is about to become the next crypto hub? Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's a lot of, I mean, I guess, quote unquote, some people could call Arc Block a Chinese coin, you know, but I mean, Robert's a U.S. citizen, you know. I mean, he was born over there, but but guys, look, I'm gonna cut this one short. It was really great talking to you guys. CryptoArk, again, thank you for popping in with us, and let's do it again.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, bro, man, anytime, man. It's always good to shoot the shits with you, and it's awesome to see you're doing so well. And you know, if you have anybody you want to bring over to OddApp, let me know, man.
For sure, you. Thank
All
you.
right, bro. Take care, bro.
Take care.